commonly bothered by household pests such as cockroaches, flies, mosquito larvae, and even snakes, which are also the vectors of diseases like salmonella, typhoid, and dengue fever. However, we can only storm them, squash them, and fight with them using aerosol spray, which is harmful for humans and animals and would cause air pollution. On the other hand, garden pests such as aphids, leafhoppers, hypomysis squamouses, and thrips are disturbing to farmers and green fingers. They will destroy plants and eat the young foliage, which might cause the smaller plants to die. They could also carry some bacterial or fungal infection to the plants. Chemical pesticides will kill them instantly, but the spray is needed constantly after a period. The usage of pesticides also causes environmental pollution, loss of soil minerals, and increases the acidity of soil.
In order to solve these problems, we have created Uralif. Uralif is an all-in-one solution that acts as repellents, attractants, larvicide, insecticide, and fungicide. It is an environment-friendly solution, safe to most of the animals, and has the same effect as conventional insecticides that is suitable to use indoor or outdoor.
This is the result of Experiment 1, Experiment 2, Experiment 3, Experiment 4, and Experiment 5. As a conclusion, we choose these as our final ingredients of Uralif.
So now I'm going to conduct an experiment to test the effect of a prototype, the Uralif and TeoSJ in killing the larvae. In this experiment, we have prepared 2 containers which each contains 300 ml of water and have 20 over larvae. So in the first container, we're going to add 0.67 gram of larvicide into the water according to the instructions given, which is 2 gram to 18 liters of water. Yes, and now we're going to label it. For the second container, we're going to add 1 milliliters of a prototype Uralif into the water. We also need to label it. After 12 hours, all the larvae in the first container, which is the container with Uralif, have died. While in the second container, which is the container with TeoSJ, there's 1 pupae left. The fact that we're using more Uralif solution compared to the larvicide is because our prototype, the Uralif, is less concentrated compared to the larvicide, which is in powder form.
This is a result of Experiment 7 towards snails, slugs, invasive ladybugs, and ants.
Hand in hand, made a pact, and it stands. Nothing comes between us but this ampersand. Ampersand, we're the band, make it fact. Ain't no end, we gon' be the hourglass in the sand, in the sand. Stop the whip, ain't no pulse to split, we gon' take it all.
So how a prototype works scientifically? Firstly, orange peel, which contains limonene D that can kill pests, acts as a larvicide, attractant, and repellent. It can break the wax surface of insects. Besides, ginger contains gingerol that kills pests, and hexane, ethyl acetate, and soxhlet that repels pests. Basil consists of a few main chemical components that are camphor, eucalyptol, and camphene that repels pests and attract pollinators. Clove has chemical compounds like caryophyllene and eugenol. It repels flies and has an aromatic scent. Lastly, cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde that suffocates tiny pests and larvae. It is also a great fungicide. Our prototype is safe towards the plants and skin because it has a pH value of 6.
Total cost per 500 ml of Uralif is 1 ringgit and 94 cents. This is the cost comparison between Uralif and its market competitors.
A big powder, although it is cheap and has a high coverage of water, it is only a preventive measure taking care of your larvae. It is poisonous to drink. Aerosol sprays are much more effective in terms of their period and intensity. However, its oil weight, this allows it to stick on the bugs, but also makes it lethal to most small, harmless animals. It is also dangerous to our respiratory system, our nervous system, and can also irritate our eyes and our skin. The skin of bats contain diethylene, which is harmful to inhale and can cause deformities in fetus. Fungicides are effective but expensive. They can prevent plants dying from toxins secreted by fungi. Fungicide can also increase the yield of plants. Garden insecticides are dangerous to pests as well as the environment. High constant usage of insecticides can cause high concentration of insecticides in the soil. This can cause dehydration of plants as well as soil infertility due to the increasing amounts of acidity.
Our is plant-based and all of the materials are even edible. Experiment has shown that our prototype has the same ability as conventional larvicide. From the previous experiment, the materials in our prototype can kill slugs, snails, ants, invasive ladybugs, gold dust beetle, and even cockroach. Although it takes longer time compared to aerosol spray, it is the environment-friendly alternative to aerosol spray. It will not harm the environment and able of substituting expensive fungicide.